Today, my talk is about pushing past your self-imposed limitations. Pushing past your self-imposed limitations. Now, as I begin this talk, I want you to think about some of your self-imposed limitations. How are you holding you back? Think about it. And what we're going to do today is take a deep search inside of our own minds and do some house cleaning. We got to get rid of those self-imposed limitations. And as I was preparing myself for this talk, I stumbled upon a story. And I think this story does a really good job at illustrating pushing past your self-imposed limitations. And the title of this story is, If You Have a Cow in Your Life, You Have to Kill It Right Now. There was a wise African man and his disciple. And they went on a journey. And they got to a home that looked like it was ran down. No grass. The shed was falling off. The door was about to fall off. But the disciple and the wise man were hungry. So they decided to knock on the door anyways, even though it felt like or it looked like that the house was ran down. So they knocked on the door and a gentleman answered it. And inside of the house was a gentleman, his wife, and 3 small children. And he said to the gentleman, he said, hey, me and my disciple are hungry. Could you feed us? Could you take care of us? And so the gentleman gave them some milk and some cheese, and they got nourishment. And the wise man leaned over to the gentleman and said, man, look, it doesn't look like you got a whole lot going on in your home and in this area. How do you survive? And the gentleman pointed to this little thin cow. He said, that's how we make it. You know, we get milk from the cow, and then we use some of that milk and make cheese. And then when we have leftover cheese, we take the cheese down to the market. Wise man said, okay, thank you. Very appreciative of you taking care of us. And they continued on their journey. When they reached the first bend, the wise man looked to his disciple and said, go back, get that cow, walk it to the cliff, and push it over. What? Huh? That's exactly what the disciple said. He was like, how could you be so ungrateful? I mean, we just went in these people's house and got some milk and we had some cheese. This is the only way that this family is taking care of themselves is with this cow. How could you be so ungrateful? Wise man, being very wise, took a deep breath. Looked the disciple in the eyes and said, go push the cow off the cliff. So the disciple went, reluctant, but he didn't want to disobey his master. So he got the cow, took the cow to the cliff, pushed it over. Cow fell down and it died. He went for a couple years back and he was chilling and learning more with his wise man and his teacher. And he started to feel bad. He started to wonder what happened to the family. I mean, how could they have taken care of themselves when the cow was gone? What happened to him? So one spring, he up and went back to the village. And when he was getting there, he walked down the street and he seen a home that did not look anything like the one a couple years ago. In fact, this house is beautiful now. Oh man, it had nice paint, had a couple cars in the driveway. There was a pool in the back. And as soon as he saw that, he began to get real sad and like, dang, the family must be out on the streets. Like, how are they going to take care of themselves without their cow? So he started walking to the house and he seen a gentleman walking by and he said, excuse me, sir, what happened to the family that was living here? They must be out on the street or something. And the gentleman said, you're looking at them. He said, what? So he went to the back and they were in the pool celebrating. What were they celebrating? They had actually celebrated achieving their first $1 million. They had made $1 million that year. Right. And so the disciple was perplexed. He was like, hey, you know, a couple years ago, me and my teacher came here. We ate, and y'all, it seemed like you didn't have a whole lot going on. What happened? He said, well, one day, the cow that we had, that we were surviving, where we get the milk and the cheese, and then the leftover cheese that we had, we took down to the market. Well, it died. And when the cow died, we were forced to tap into new resources. We started having to find out things about ourselves that we did not even know. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever cow is in your life right now, whatever cow's in your life, you have to kill it right now. So, what are some of your self-imposed limitations? How are you holding yourself back? The first part that I want to start off with is letting you know is that the victory is worth the struggle.
All right.
You hear me? The victory is worth the struggle. In the cow story, right, they was already struggling with the cow. When the cow got pushed over the cliff, they started to struggle some more. What are we going to do? They struggled. But the victory is worth the struggle. I'm reminded of a story when I played football at South Carolina State University. It was my junior year, and the next day, like today is Saturday. On Sunday, I had anticipated going back to college. I went to South Carolina State University. Any black college graduate? Anybody went to college? Okay, I didn't say you had to graduate now. I did not say you had to graduate. If you went, if you enrolled on the college campus, you are an alumni. You ain't know that, did you? If you enrolled on the college campus, you are alumni. So be proud of that. You didn't have to finish. You should start it. Okay, all right. So the next day I had to go back to school, and I got a phone call from my position coach. He said, Bailey, you're not good enough to be a Bulldog. You are not enough. We found somewhere for you to transfer. Hang up the phone. I'm crying. I go and tell my mom, like, Mom, I ain't going back. They don't want me back. I ain't going back. Y'all laughing at me crying. What kind of audience is that? What y'all doing? I'm crying right now. And so my mom said, call your mentor, Sean. Raise your hand if you got a mentor. If your hand isn't raised, get you one. Get you a mentor, because they know better than you. They've been through the forest. They've been through the jungle. But don't get a mentor that's not doing or haven't done what it is that you're asking them to do. You hear me? So I called my mentor. I said, Sean, man, they told me not to come back to state. They found somewhere for me to transfer. What should I do? He got more sense to me. Right? He said, Bailey, do you like being in college? I said, yes, it's way better than being in Mercy Drive. Like, I don't know, I'm from Orlando, right? Mercy Drive is one of the, right, she know about Mercy Drive. She clapping for me because it's a tough place, okay? And I made it out. And I did not want to go back to Mercy Drive. I wanted to stay in college. And Sean said to me, he said, listen, they paid for your entire school year already. So they can't kick you out. Your school year's paid, so just go back. Just go back. I was like, dang, he's wiser than me. He knows more than I do. So I went back. And I had a weight and strength and conditioning meeting where we were in a room just like this, an auditorium. And the strength and conditioning coach was giving out workout times. And they actually go in order from A to Z. And my name is Bailey B. Bailey B. Right? Brenton, I appreciate you, Retha. Listen, she was loud and wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen. Look, you gotta be confident with whatever you're doing. So they went from A to Z without calling Bailey B. So I went to the position coach. I said, hey, Stalwart, I didn't get a workout time. What's up? He said, workout times are for players, and you don't play. Struggle's real, man. You hear me? So I started walking home with tears in my eyes. I'm crying. You ever watch a lot of movies and they say you reach a fork in the road in life? Right? You reach a fork in the road. Well, this was my fork in the road moment. I remember as clear as day. I was walking, right here was my apartment. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm like, dang, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And something said, go to the left. Go talk to your head coach. Go talk to the head coach. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Go over their head. You ever heard somebody, go over their head? Oh, I thought that was a good idea. I'm going to go over their head. So I went and I had a meeting with the head coach at South Carolina State University. It was my junior year, so I was 19 and a half, 20 years old. I'm sitting down, across from this man in his chair. I look him in the eyes. He says, Bailey, you're not good enough to be a Bulldog. You'll never play here. I said, okay, you're right, coach. Hey, I just learned this one too. Agree with him. I agree with him. You're right, coach. I agree. You're right. You know, I'm not big enough, strong enough, fast enough to play here. But I said, coach, at least give me a workout time. Your complaint is I'm not big enough, strong enough, or fast enough. I can work on that. At least give me a workout time. So I work out and get me the workout time. I'm pushing, I'm getting stronger, bigger, stronger, faster. And I was training, doing 2-a-days. 2-a-days is, okay, you're required to do this, right? Right? Everybody know your basic requirements at work. You're supposed to go from 9 to 5, basic stuff. That's what I was doing. And I was doing more. You hear me? Because I wanted to win. Do you want to win? Yeah. Let me tell you how. I'm telling you right now. So I was working out. And some of my other coaches came out of the locker room and see me working out on the track. And they said, Brenton, what you doing? I'm like, coach, I'm working out, trying to get faster. You know what I mean? He said, I don't know what you're doing that for. You ain't going to play? Okay, I'm going to just keep going. I still cried. I was crying. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I was crying. But the victory is worth the struggle. So I worked my way from 16th at cornerback, last on the depth chart, all the way to the 3rd cornerback. So that means it's 2 cornerbacks on the field. So if one of them get hurt or they get tired, your boy is going to be in the game. Yeah, just give up that. Yes. Oh, boy. And we lost the first 3 games. But they put me in at the end of the 3rd game. And I was so happy to be on the field. I used to practice like I played. I practiced like I played. So I had a teammate, we had this game, right? It's called last one to the ball, give me 10. No matter where the ball was on the field, the last one to touch the ball out of he and I had to do 10 push-ups. If he was on this side of the field and the ball came over there and he touched it first and I still had to run over there to touch it, I still had to do 10 push-ups. We got into the game, end of the 3rd game. And I had practiced so hard and so long, racing to the ball as fast as I can. Perfect practice make perfect play. So I've been practicing perfectly. So that when I got into the game, it was unconscious for me to fly to the ball. And I was making plays, unbelievable plays. I'm talking about crazy plays. So much, in fact, that when the coaches went back and watched the film, they said, wow. It looks like an entire different defense with Brinson on the field. Guess you know. Next week, I got to start. Yeah. Not only did I get to start, we won every game after that. Come on. Every game we won. Yes. And so we had won the MEAC championship. We was in the locker room. Oh, we champs. I'm talking about the locker room was crying. Oh, we was crying. Hey, we're going to the ship. Hey, why? And then Coach Pugh comes out of the locker room. The same guy that told me I wasn't good enough, that I would never be a Bulldog. And all my teammates were like, shh, 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 shh. Coach Pugh about to say something. He wiped the tears off his eyes. He said, I did everything in my power to get rid of this young man. I told him he wasn't good enough to be a Bulldog. I told him that he would never play. But if not for his courage, his resilience, and pushing through the bull crap that I intentionally put in this way, we would not be MEAC champs. So I want to publicly, yes, you can give a round of applause for that, because that's how I felt in my spirit. That's how I felt. public apology to me. So the next time you are going through it, when you're faced with hard times, when somebody tells you you're not good enough, when you're doubting yourself, sit back, relax, breathe, and be cool. And remember the day my enemy became my footstool. Amen. Thank you. So the first point is that the victory is worth the struggle. Now, how many of you all believe that everything, you see how I emphasize that? Everything has a purpose. You believe everything has a purpose? Say, everything has a purpose. Right, so we know everything has a purpose, correct? Well, know this. The struggle has a purpose. The struggle has a purpose. But too often, we get caught up trying to avoid the struggle. As soon as it feels a little uncomfortable, I'm out of here. As soon as your heart races a little bit, you like, I'm done. As soon as it hurt, I'm out of here. I quit. But let me tell you a story. So you realize that the struggle has a purpose. There was a butterfly observer. This gentleman loved butterflies. He watched them all day, every day. And this one particular day, he was watching a butterfly trying to get out of the cocoon. But the cocoon had a little tiny slit that the butterfly kept trying to struggle through. And the butterfly observer, he was very empathetic. He had a caring heart. So he made the slit just a little bit wider, so that the butterfly didn't have to struggle. Butterfly gets up out of cocoon, wings go out, flaps his wings. Hour goes by, 2 hours go by, 3 hours go by, 4 hours go by. Butterfly never takes off and fly away. Never. In fact, the butterfly wound up dying. What? So the butterfly observer was like, well, what happened? What happened to the butterfly? Why didn't the beautiful butterfly ever take off and fly away? What he found out was, that slit that was in the cocoon that the butterfly had to struggle through was there to make the butterfly strong enough to fly away. You hear me? What does that mean? Don't run from the pain, run towards it. You hear me? So when you are asked to do something that you feel uncomfortable doing, oh man, I don't feel comfortable doing this. I'm not comfortable. Right? I'm not comfortable. That's what you need to be doing. Because in your discomfort is when you grow the most. I teach yoga. I was a football guy. I could not touch my toe. I will show y'all now, but I told you my back hurt. You ready to do that flip? Oh, she ain't ready. Oh, listen. In my yoga classes, I tell people all the time, when you're going down, it hurt. Oh, it hurt, right? Inhale. Exhale and relax in your discomfort. Learn to relax when you're being uncomfortable. That makes sense? Yes. So I have a gentleman that I've been coaching. He was a part of my life coaching business. I've been coaching for about 5 years. I go where I drop gems on all the time. Hey man, you need to be uncomfortable. Look, I left out of Mercy Drive, I come back. Hey bro, you need to check out what's outside of Mercy Drive. You hear me? There's more going on outside of where you at. Hey, you ever thought about working out and exercising, you know what I mean? Getting your body right? I'm just dropping gems. Hey, you want to drink some more water? 5 years went by that I had said to him, hey, if you're always comfortable, then you're not growing. Yep. And if you're not growing, then you die. Yes. Make sense? Yes. that stuck with him for 5 years. So a lot of us speakers, those of you who are dropping gems in your friends or your children or your loved ones, realize that you're planting seeds. And you might not always get the harvest right then and right there. You might not get it right then and right there, but it will come. I told this gentleman to get outside of his comfort zone. 5 years later, he's on track to earn 6 figures right now. This is a real story. This is a real story. Because he stepped out. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. But I want to challenge you all to lean into your discomfort. Whatever those things are that you feel uncomfortable doing, lean into it. And remember that in your discomfort is when you grow the most. Thank you.
Give it up again for Bailey V. That's the edutainer, Mr. Bailey V. Bailey V. And so one of the things that Bailey talked about was pain. And what we know is pain is information. If you have pain in your bank account, you have pain in your body, if you have pain in your emotions, that's information. That tells you that there's a shifting that needs to take place. So pain is information, and that's what it's there for. It's to alert us that we need to do something differently. Because guess what? Nothing changes until we change.